synonymous with comedy since the launch of its 14 stand-up specials, which happened in 2017.
Yeah, but not just the 14 comedy specials. There were some amazing comedy series that came out on Amazon Prime Video.
Yeah.
For example, my favorites were there, such as Lakho Mein Ek. Has anyone seen Lakho Mein Ek?
Lakho Mein Ek?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. I love that. Going Viral. Has anyone seen Going Viral? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
and,
yeah.
Yeah. Die Trying. Has anyone seen Die Trying?
Die Trying? Yeah.
Awesome.
And
oh.
Thank you.
Obviously,
About time.
my favorite, Chacha Vidayak Hai Hamare by Zakir Khan was also something I really enjoyed.
I have Pushpa.
Oh yeah, that's right. Son of Abish is also syndicated. Please go check it out. Mera show hai uspe.
Wow.
Just Abish Matthew likho, ek hi show aayega.
Kuch mat dekho sir, delete kar do, report kar do show ko.
No, you know what's funny? If you write Abish Matthew on Amazon Prime Video, you know what pops up? Kenny Sebastian special. That's right.
Abish, well.
Well.
Amazon Prime also writes jokes on
Yeah.
the side.
But even though 2018 is going to be even more fun. Now, the entire success of this comedy journey that we've all been part of, I mean, the entire comedy fraternity with Amazon Prime Video has been incredible. But this is the first time, and when I mean the first time, this is, you don't understand the magnitude and the madness our managers had to go through.
Yeah.
To lock all of our dates, all 9 of our dates, to do all of this together. So if you don't mind, can we have a round of applause for the managers just to start with?
Woo!
Oh, man, I don't know how they can afford therapy at that salary. It's sad. But it's the first time that we're going to be seeing today the trailer launch of Amazon Prime Video's next unscripted reality format with all the comedians that you would see here on stage tonight. And that show is called Comicstaan. Give me a round of applause for Comicstaan.
Talia, guys.
Yeah.
Come on, yeah.
Kriti, I want to ask you this question. You've shot with live audiences before. What about the show that you shot for Comicstaan? Did that add more complexity than the 14 specials that you have been a part of before this?
I think from a production point of view, shooting with a live audience, honestly, is always a nightmare. But like I have learned over the years, thanks to you guys, that it's absolutely essential for the artist performing, and which is why we insisted on not getting a paid audience, but getting a ticketed audience. So these were actual comedy fans out there to watch people perform. I think one of the best things that happened was that we had some people that were constantly coming for every episode shoot. And that was great. I mean, the contestants already have fans. And lastly, I have to thank these guys because the 1 or 2 times when we had technical glitches, they all took over and ensured that the audience wasn't bored and entertained them throughout, playing games and performing. And I think it was great.
I think a huge round of applause for Abish and Sumuki for keeping this set alive, and even today for doing such a good job.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Shit.
I'm shy.
Now? Actually, my question is to Biswa now. Biswa, hi. So,
hi, what's up?
This is the first time you guys were on the other side of the table, you know, judging the contestants. And how did you feel, Biswa?
It was I felt very insecure because they were so good. I felt inadequate judging comedians. Yeah, it was overall, I felt like I grew as a human being through the process.
We all grow every day.
Biswa growth aadmi.
Biswa growth aadmi. All right. My question is going to be for Kanan Gill. Kanan, where would you take me on a date and why? Sorry, it just seemed like one of those
Beach,
shows.
Juhu Beach, morning.
You had me at Juhu.
Because all the potty that's there.
All right. Okay, general question. You were part of the show as a judge, and I know how tough it is to judge people, especially on their craft in comedy. What made you take that decision and say yes to this particular show?
Because when I got asked to do the show, I realized I had a real passion for press conferences. So I said, will there be a press conference? They said yes. Then I said, I'm doing it! As long as there's a press conference. In all seriousness, it's honestly, it sounds like a bullshit answer, but it's such a good platform for upcoming talent, which I feel like when I was starting out, I wouldn't have made the show as a contestant. And it's a good platform for them to be seen and to develop fans on their own, because the kind of audience that Prime gets and the kind of legitimacy that's attached to the platform, I think not only just winning, just being a part of the competition will benefit the comedians in profound ways. This is all not including our awesome mentoring, by the way. Also, the pay is pretty good, so yes.
Yeah, which is pretty. I'm talking about the mentoring was pretty good. For the people who don't know that, our judges did mentor each week all 10 of the contestants at different things that they are really strong at. So, I mean, like I think Tanmay or Biswa had said that. I think with each episode, we were just like, oh my God, they're really good. What are we doing with our lives?
Jalan Max.
Jalan Max.
Jalan Max. Well, speaking of Jalan, sorry. Sapan, my next question is to you, Sapan.
Yes.
As an audience who are going to watch Comicstaan, what can they expect? And of course, the comedy show, etc., but...
Yeah. As an audience, if you buy the subscription of Prime, first of all, you get on-the-day delivery, which is great. This is the best part. But in the show, there is... see, I'm promoting other products, not just Amazon Prime, okay?
Season 2 confirmed.
But two things generally. One is that you will get to know that we're doing 7 sub-genres of comedy, which honestly is something new that the audience has not seen before. And secondly, while we're all here, 9 of us are here, we're just hogging the limelight saying it's our show. Once you see the show, you'll know that it's not our show. It's these 10 awesome contestants that you'll see. You'll see 10 fresh faces of comedy who are the next big thing in comedy. So we'll be out, and there will be 10 new people. So I don't know why you did this.
Really?
We can still be here. We'll be there, but they'll be like, who are these guys? Why are we talking? But they'll be younger. They have better skin.
Stop talking.
All right, next up, Kenny, I have this question to you. So what is the, there are lots of talent hunt shows out there, especially comedically. What is the most unique thing about Comicstaan for you?
I think the most unique thing is that it wasn't there when I needed it. It would have been a great help to my career, but it came late and they called us. And I think initially when I went in, I thought it's like, oh, you just have to judge, and that's really easy to tell someone they're not funny. But what actually the thing that really connected me was you get to mentor them. So no matter what a heartless person you are, you get attached to the comedians, and you kind of like give them access to a job. I did alternate comedy, so give them access to a field that they thought they couldn't do. Some people couldn't even like wear clothes and fold bed sheets, and now
it was awkward.
Wow,
now they're all independent.
That's all. They are all clothed because Kenny taught them.
So the mentoring
you heard
thing
it first by Kenny.
Yeah, the mentoring thing is the coolest aspect of the show.
The mentoring thing, right? Yeah, I would have also considered the mentoring to be the best thing, because if it was any other, if it was just a competition where you're just supposed to judge, but here you were personally invested. Each episode, the mentor themselves are sitting there and they're making sure that
sometimes standing. Sometimes
standing.
You know, but speaking of that, there's so many judges. They've mentored so many forms of comedy. Tanmay, this question is to you. Do you want to maybe tell the different forms of comedy that these guys, you know, Tanmay's like, बुला तो देती पहले, फिर question
नहीं, मैं press release में क्या लिखा था याद कर रहा था बस. Man, there are so many. I know I did topical with them because topical comedy is about what's going on in the news, and I'm often on it, so I was naturally the perfect person to do it. But it's topical, observational, improv, sketch, storytelling, anecdotal. What else? Have I missed some? Alternative alt comedy was there. Mystery round. There was one mystery round.
Oh.
अरे बेटा एक तो googly ज़रूरी. So yeah, these were the many different types of comedy that we mentored the contestants in. It was lots of fun. The process was I was just like Navjot Singh Sidhu बहुत मजा किया 10 साल because it's a good gig. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next up, Kaneez. Kaneez, for you, what is the most unique thing about this show? We've asked that to everybody, but I just want to know from your perspective, what is the most unique thing about the show?
Yeah, I definitely did like the fact that there were so many different kinds of comedy, which is not something we've seen even in Western reality comedy shows. Like we had sketch, I did improv, there were improvised stand-up, there was alternative comedy. So it wasn't just stand-up. This is not a show where you'll just see stand-up comedy. You'll see all different kinds of comedy. I think that's a very unique part of Comicstaan, is that,
Yeah.
and then these contestants are put through, all these hoops to try and, try develop these skills of all these different kinds of comedy in that short period of time.
We can't emphasize how much these guys wrote in that amount of time. Collectively, during that amount of time, we wouldn't have written as much material as they wrote, and they just kept getting better and better and better. By the time it was the final, we were all in tears, not because we're going to miss them, we're just going to miss this opportunity to be on season 2 because they might become judges by then.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, of course we're happy. इन्हें खुशी तो दिल से ही आती है.
Yeah, very happy.
Speaking of the contestants, Naveen, no, not like that. Oh, shuck. No, that's not what I meant. What I want contestants, because my next question is related to them, is that we've literally trained the future competition. Like, it's literally that. And do you think that's how do you feel? That's all.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Shit! Naveen, don't make me do it.
I really want to answer this, please.
I'm going to read this out. This is going to find your own future competition, right? How does that feel? That's exactly the question.
Okay, I think I know what you're trying to ask me.
Thank God.
They're going to be our competition in the future.
Yeah, thanks,
yes.
Naveen.
Some people might look at that, they might find it scary. They might find it challenging. I look at it and I say, I find that exciting. All right?
Ooh.
I look forward to getting in a comedy duel with all of these guys. All right? I'd say, bring it on. Bring it on, man.
That's right.